Hey, welcome to another episode of the Gangsta Rap Odyssey. Today we're going to be looking at Krayzie Bone Chasing the Devil Chapter 2. Subtitle Salvation. This came out like last week, I think. Not too long ago. I've listened to it a few times, and I think I've listened to it enough to give my thoughts on it. First of all, it's really cool that Krayzie Bone is feeling better. You know, he had that hospital scare. I mean, how crazy is it that at this age he comes out with another record that's like 19 tracks long, you know? He's putting it in the work. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. And, you know, this year we've seen all the Bone members come out with a record, except for the, you know, Wish. So, I mean, even Busy came out with something. That's something, you know? So, yeah, the Bone members alive and well, they just won't get together to record anymore. I don't know why. It is what it is, though. It's all right. So, Chasing the Devil, Chapter 2, Salvation. Let's talk about this record cover. It's pretty cool, you know. It looks like you got Krayzie there in the middle among a war that's going on. I'm just going to say it's World War III. And he's reaching out, and that looks to be like the hand of God. It's a pretty epic record cover. So here we have Krayzie Bone's first record post his hospital release in 2023. You know, the one that had him in a coma. Since then, he's done a couple public appearances, even doing the halftime show at the Raider game, at their season finale. I was there. That wasn't going to be Krayzie's finale, though, and it really wasn't Lazy or Flesh's either. Both of them dropped albums this year. And let's not forget the infamous Exiled Busy. He did too. So how does this album stack up? You know, what kind of effort do we get from Krayzie here? Well, if you ever thought that you needed to refer to scripture to understand a gangsta rap record, you probably never have. You probably didn't. But after hearing this record in its entirety, I found several songs and bars that made more sense to someone who's read the Bible. It's crazy. I mean, there's a parental advisory sticker on the cover, and I kept listening for the curse words, but I heard zero. You know, not that that's bad. You know, it's cool. Like, you don't even notice unless you're looking for it. You know, that being said, I want to dive into the record. I want to give a review. I'm going to do the report card thing. I'm just going to give it the little emoji scores and whatever. So let's check it out, you know.
That in these days when we are killing ourselves trying to live, people still think that they can find peace of mind in pills. They try to eat their way to ecstasy. They try to drink their way to pleasure. They try to smoke their way to settled nerves.
We start off the album with the question, what is salvation? The intro, named Seeking Salvation, gives us an idea of what type of journey we're in for. There's no Krayzie Bone here, just a recording of what sounds like an old preacher. If you're looking to get hyped up, that would probably be negative on this. So the first real song, you know, Refuge from the Rain. It gives us a Krayzie Bone that settles my nerves a bit. It's good to hear that crazy flow. You know, he hasn't lost a step. And what we're getting here is the spiritual warrior Krayzie that he brings every now and then on his records that he's brought over the years. I'm not offended. I'm used to it. You know, I'm used to this spiritual lane or, you know, lens that Bone has had over the last several years, decades, you might say, the last couple decades. They've always had it in them. So what I'm hearing here, it's right up Bone's alley, you know. I think we're all kind of used to it as Bone fans, and this song is more of what you can expect on the rest of the album. Not to have a spoiler alert, but, you know, I think the song is okay.
From the rain, Jehovah, Father in heaven. From the rain, I ask that you protect me in this hour of darkness. From the rain, shield me away from my enemies. From the rain, bless me with divine refuge. Refuge from the rain. See the signs of the time. The revelation has been televised. Looking at the news, got the people terrified. Don't even want to go outside because they're petrified. They're scared to die. World is very different now, and I'm really not trying to stick around. All the problems in the world that gets me down. Kind of easy for the devil to trick me now.
Krayzie is displaying all the talent here, though. He's singing on the hook. He's singing throughout the track, and he's rapping like 100 miles per hour. All right, man. I'm happy. I'm happy. Krayzie's back. Early in the record, he plays a news clip of his hospital visit and the surgery, and it's pretty cool that he wrote about it and mixed in some No Surrender reference to the experience. I love that shit. This is a good chapter marker for the life and times of Krayzie Bone, and I'm glad he bookmarked it for us in his music. That's on the track Shine Down on Me. And what I'm calling the first fire track on this record is Handwritings on the Wall. I've heard this sample done before on a Kanye West beat. I loved it then, I love it now. I'm not sure who's producing on this album, but the creativity on this song is top notch. What Krayzie has so far for lyrics, the storytelling and whatever, you would say is what he should be saying at the age of 50, at a rapper at the age of 50. He's dropping life gems and he's not saying ridiculous shit. And man, I love the hook on here. Krayzie sounds excellent here. The sample is taken from Labby Safri. I might have butchered his name, but it's a song called My Song. And what a song it is, man. What a song it is. I'll leave the song in the show notes for you to check out on Spotify.
The handwritings on the wall. If you're blinded to recognize the signs, I'm adding, subtracting, multiplying the time. I wonder if they see this whole lot of evidence, or if they all asleep in zone and irrelevance. I don't think too many, if any, really got no clue. Don't say, but they don't know who got it, so they don't know truth. So many straying souls on this wide and spacious road. Better focus and crack the code, let the facts be told. And no writing is in the universal language, so
Krayzie, he's moving through topics with spiritual riddles on this album, from selling your soul to fake life satisfaction things like social media likes and follows. It's the perspective of a 50-year-old thug on that preacher tip. I get it, man. I fucks with it. As soon as we get into the middle of the record, I think it starts to get forgetful. A lot of pain. I don't know. It just didn't hit with me. I think that Krayzie doesn't need help with hooks, really. He's best when he's doing it all, and I don't care if it's Dave Tolliver or Mariah Carey. I like hearing Krayzie do the hook and the rapping. But speaking of singing, though, on this next track, Save Us, this girl, she does do a fine job singing on this track, man. Right after I said Krayzie is best doing his work alone, this woman comes in and does a number on Save Us. The song plays like this haunting piano, but even more haunting vocal by this girl. Her name is Marley Charlene Jansen. I don't know. I give it a high mark, man. I fucks with the track. I think it's fire. Think About It is another fire track. It's the second fire track in a row for the first time on this record, in my opinion. We're pretty late in the record, and so it's a little late for consistency, I should say. What we get here is some good old bone harmony, though, and the beat's crazy. I like the repetitive drums, the percussion, whatever. But Krayzie on the hook, man, he keeps it catchy. It's a catchy song. The lyrics are some of that gospel that's been the theme on this entire record. But I get it, man. It's grown folks. It's for grown folks. And I dig it, man.
You need to stop and hold up, think about it. You better think about it. You gotta think about it. You need to stop and hold up. Think about it. You better think about it. You gotta think about it. You need to stop and hold up. Think about it. You better think about it. You gotta think about it. The Bible said we're bucket and never and Michael and his angels, but the Satan and the demons, but the dragon did not
get to We All Hate Us. Look, man, this is a brave track. I mean, he's saying shit that's unpopular in the media, asking questions about black on black crime. Even talking Biggie and Pac here. He's pretty much targeting the Black Lives Matter movement and the hypocrisy across the board. And when a rapper goes against the grind, it takes me back to that OG shit when rap was smacking America in the face with that street reality. The song itself isn't something that's going to catch fire in the clubs or maybe not even on your playlists, but I can't help but to give him props for giving us something to think about. Towards the end, Krayzie really gets theological. Is that a word, theological? I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to get lost here, and I mean that he starts talking about like the tribulation and the post-rapture things that don't really hit our typical life as topics. It's not like a gangster or a street topic. This is all like like biblical stuff, you know, the 666 and all that. I don't know if he gets that deep, but I mean, it gets pretty close here. This is a guy who's bringing, you know, the word of God on his platform, and his platform is gangsta rap. You know, what can you say? I don't know. I appreciate rappers getting real on a record, but I'll be frank, it doesn't always make a good song. You know, I'm reminded of the way the DOC had this apocalyptic record on Helter Skelter. That was mind-blowing dope. This one, I don't know, it seems to get the job done. Like I said earlier, things kind of get forgetful. Maybe if the record was shorter, some of these songs would hit harder and it wouldn't feel watered down. You know, maybe just 1 or 2 songs less on the overall project. You know, I always say that any record over like 1 hour is tough to make like a 5 mic grade or perfect or whatever. It's really tough. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. The new sample on some of these tracks too, kind of like, I think they ruin the rhythm. They ruin the traction that some of these songs need to really get going. Because, you know, I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh man, is that Obama? Is that Bush? Like, I don't really want that on my shit. You know, I ain't mad. I mean, I can skip or make a playlist. But, you know, I'm just being real here. You know, I have to give Krayzie props, though, for putting, like, so much Bible in this album. Because I've never heard a rapper do it to this degree. I mean, heck, I don't even know. I didn't even know it could be done, really. It's natural, it's unforced, and it's not really cringy either. And some people might not even notice. I mean, this is all that fast bone flow, you know, the beats are tight, you know, the beats are tight. That bone flow is quick. This record ends with the Champions of Truth, the last song. The track wraps up the record in a pretty good way, in my opinion. Because this is what this record's all about. It's like the salvation of his soul. You know, the war on the record cover, Krayzie reaching for God's hand, and here Krayzie takes care of the hook, the bars, everything is above average on this song. I gives it high marks. I think it's a great way to end the record. I'll pull up the report card here, and you can see what I thought of all the songs. We can conclude that Krayzie, even for him, has had a spiritual experience, probably due to his near-death experience. So, of course, his mindset is less baller and more like, I don't know, mortal. It's a man bringing what he sees as God's plan on record. You know, end times, near death, and none of the other shit in the world matters. In fact, it's nowhere to be found. I'm not even sure I heard a lyric about blasting anyone or smacking bitches or even smoking weed, maybe, which is crazy because this is Krayzie Bone. But look at the record cover and you can judge this album by it. You know, what you see is what you get. And I give Krayzie props for writing from the heart and really making something original. You know, it's impressive to see that a 50-year-old Krayzie Bone is still dropping these gems in 2024. But let's be honest, man, he's a Bone member and we have high expectations from these guys, even unrealistic, but I can't help it. You know, I wish that maybe there was another Bone member on here, maybe another rapper that we're familiar with to get on some of these more spiritual topics. I don't know. Either way, I think the album is about a C. Can't really grade it higher than that. You know, what I really want, and like I said, man, he gets props for making something original for sure. And he's got this lane that very few rappers are on. But I really want Krayzie to help save Bone today, you know, for just one more record. You know, there was those rumors that Dr. Dre wanted to produce it. Please, you know, I'm down for that. All in all, though, the record gets a C. Let me know what you guys think about the record in the comments. Have you listened to it? Do you plan to? How does it compare to Lazy, Busy, and Flesh? I think it might be the best one out of all of those guys this year. Let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, man, this is the Gangsta Rap Odyssey. Check out Chasing the Devil, Chapter 2, Krayzie Bone, and I'm out of here. Peace.